What's up, everybody? Shadow Ninja here, and welcome back to RageQuit. Today we are doing a different topic of discussion today, apart from all the other stuff on the RageQuit channel, and that is Anthem. The new demo came out a couple days ago, and for people who bought the early access for the demo, they got to play it even sooner. And I know there's been a lot of controversy so far as this game's pay to win, or speculation that there might be, a little bit more to it than just playing the game, and they may be pulling another Battlefront 2. But anyways, we're just going to get into it. I did play the demo, and I didn't play much of it, and that is because, honestly, I really didn't like it. Now, I know some of you may like it, and you may go, oh, what was wrong with it? What was wrong with it? Well, to me personally, it just wasn't my type of game. I've played Destiny 2, and it is very similar to Destiny 2. In fact, it is just a third-person recreation of Destiny 2. I mean, even the restricted spawn zones are in there, as it is co-made by BioWare, so I do expect them to have a little bit more of a similarity than I would have liked. Burning effects, different character effects that happen to your body, different rarities of weapons and stuff like that. But when I went into the demo, I wasn't really expecting much, to be honest. I mean, it's just a demo, and instantly, I was hit with this nauseating blur effect when I was in my first-person mode and I was walking around, the base hub area, and it was just very off-putting. So I turned the blur motion off, and I was just like, okay, that was a little weird, and I started actually playing the game. The story so far was kind of interesting. I mean, you're going after this relic, and the relic has like mystical powers or whatever, and it does things. And I'm not going to spoil it for those of you who haven't played it. I mean, but it's not that big of a spoiler. They literally just throw it in the demo. But anyway, when you actually got into your suit, it's really cool how they incorporate this almost like Warframe type thing where you're this person, you're a real life person, you get to choose whether you're a male or female, and then you go and you walk up to this like Iron Man suit, and it like rotates around and it opens up and you can climb inside of it and you can control it, and that's really, really cool. And apparently there are different types of like Iron Man suits that you could wear, and each of them has their own little separate abilities. Very, as I said before, very similar to Destiny, how every subclass has a different type of gimmick. There's a suit of armor which is really, really fast but doesn't have a lot of health. There's one where it's a giant tank and it shoots missiles and it has a shield, and then there's one that flies around and it has like magic powers. It's really cool. But as far as the gameplay goes, I was really expecting not a whole lot, but apparently there is just so much traffic and so much clutter with the combat. I mean, numbers are flying everywhere, your gun flash is going off, colors everywhere, numbers flying like I said before, enemies all over the place, dots on your screen. I just think that the combat UI is just so overwhelming, honestly. And to be honest, it kind of made me sick playing it. Like, without the motion blur effect, you constantly flying in the flashes and the lights and the colors going off in the background, it's just a little bit too much for me, personally. But that doesn't mean that it's not a bad game, but I just felt like it was very overwhelming. But what was underwhelming was the performance of the game. As I said before, I do understand that it's a demo, and everything's subject to change, and everything can be fixed or changed. But I felt like the frame rate was very bad. And for a high-resolution game that has a lot of good graphics to have really bad frame rate, it also is kind of nauseating, flying around and stuff, and you see the pixels and the frames start to shift and change just almost instantly, and it's almost like your character is an actual robot, and the robot is breaking down, honestly. But yeah, the pixels and the frames were just dropping constantly. I think that may have had everything to do with the fact that I was playing online and maybe my connection wasn't so great, so maybe everything was choppy and running around. But honestly, you look at the graphics even, and they're not really that detailed. The graphics are just kind of meh, and on top of that, the frame rate is kind of garbage, so it just didn't perform well for me. And as far as the combat went, I wasn't really a big fan of that. I'm not really a big fan of those games where you have to literally have a good gun and chip away damage. I mean, Destiny and Tom Clancy's The Division were kind of annoying to me, because I just feel like if I have a gun, I should shoot you and it should just do damage. But they incorporate, a shield mechanic where you have to chip off layers of a shield, and then you have to chip off layers of your health. And there are big bosses that you have to fight in the game, and if all your team isn't working together, it gets very annoying. And I guess the reviving mechanic between all the teammates is very important, because some teammates have shields and they can just put shields up and stuff and then they can revive you. I mean, it's it's classic BioWare stuff. You know, the team in gameplay, the team play mechanic in the games have always been there, especially in Destiny, when you had groups of people and you had to go in and do raids and stuff like that. It was very essential that everybody was doing their part. And in Anthem, and especially the demo, when you fight big bosses and stuff, it is very preferred that you stick with your team and you coordinate and you work together, because if you don't, then you're going to have the experience that I have. There was this giant robot spider creature that shoots missiles, and we just kept dying over and over again because no one was sticking together. Plus, there was an overwhelming amount of enemies. And like I said before, if there's an overwhelming amount of enemies shooting missiles everywhere, numbers flying for damage, and, you know, colors and everything like that, and the gun flashes just going off, it's just not a very fun game for me to play, only because it's not that I don't like it, it's just that it physically makes me sick. And I mean, I turned the motion blur off because I felt like it was just going to get even worse, but even without the motion blur, it made me physically want to throw up. That's how torturous playing this game was for me, at least. But let's talk about some of the other stuff in Anthem. The free roaming is there. It's definitely there. You can fly, which is really cool. You can fly, you can run really fast, and the controls are kind of wonky, too. Like, for me, I have to hold square to reload. Or, no, I have to hold square to switch my weapon, sorry. But that's really weird, because in every other game, you press triangle to switch your weapon, and square to reload. Now you have to hold square to switch your gun, and triangle is melee, which is also really weird, because R3 is always melee for PlayStation users. Yeah, the controls are just kind of weird, and it doesn't actually give you like a clean tutorial on how to move around. It doesn't give you a flying tutorial. It doesn't tell you that you can do all these things. It kind of just gives you like a little pop-up as soon as like a situation occurs where you would need a certain thing, like your ultimate ability. Each suit has an ultimate ability, and everything is customizable. But that's also something I want to get into. The customization is there. The customization is good. You can change the colors and different armor pieces on your I'm just gonna call him your robot guy, because I don't remember what the hell these things are called. But yeah, the customization is definitely there, and I appreciate that they went in and they had like little intricate parts that you could customize. You can customize your shoulders, your legs, your chest, your helmet, the colors on everything, the aesthetics, the lights on your armor. You can make your character look old and beaten down and rusty, or you can make him completely new, or you can make him look transparent, like almost like glass. That's pretty cool too. But I think the customization is probably the only thing that I liked in this game, and the story mode, what little I've played of it so far. Story and customization is really all that I liked, and I'm probably going to pass on this game, just me personally, until reviews come out, because honestly, it is just a demo, but it was kind of hit or miss for me right now. And I do feel like that it does need a lot of work. I mean, the UI needs to be just a little bit more clean. I mean, the UI, when it shows you like what you can do, you have an L1 ability, R1 ability, it's just kind of jumbled up, and it's not really that great. But everything is subject to change, as people always expect in demos and betas and all that good stuff. But guys, that was just my opinion on the Anthem demo. Not too great, and it was kind of nauseating for me to play. I really felt like ill playing that game, and that's something that's never really happened to me while playing a game. So you know it's really bad when it happens to me. But anyways, guys, like I said before, that's my whole opinion on the Anthem demo. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have any plans on buying Anthem when it comes out, or maybe you've already played the demo. If you want to see more RageQuit content in the future, make sure you press that sub tab and the bell on the side. Alright guys, I will see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.